As jy skrik vir tegnologie afkortings soos PBX en VoIP, moenie nou die kanaal verander nie. Ons het twee manne hier wat nie net die terme helder kan verduidelik nie, maar wat ons ook vir ons kan sê hoe entrepreneurs geld maak uit die tegnologie. Hulle is die stigters van Euphoria, 'n vars bries in die wêreld van telefoondiensverskaffers vir sakeondernemings. Dis 'n wolkgebaseerde diens, maar dis beter as hulle in die tegniese besonderhede ingaan. Ek verwelkom vir Conrad de Wet en George Golding. Welcome you guys.
Thank you.
Won't you please just give me a very quick idea of what exactly your business entails?
Okay, so a cloud-based business telephone system is basically one which a lot of people have experienced before. If you've called into a business and been transferred from, say, the receptionist to somebody within the business, or waited in a queue, or had to press 1 for sales, or 2 for support, all that kind of stuff, then essentially you've experienced that business's telephone system. Okay, so what happens is when we put that same system in the cloud, what it meant is that we took all that technology and we hosted it in a specialized data center. And this meant that all that our customers really needed was an internet connection, and they could make use of our services.
Instead of having a piece of hardware on every single desk in every single office.
Correct, yes.
Okay.
There's some major benefits from that, including the fact that your deployment is rapid, moving office is essential, and of course, if you have a company with a Johannesburg, a Durban, and a Cape Town branch, your inter-branch calling is free. You could in fact transfer from Cape Town to Johannesburg with no problems.
Let's talk about VoIP. So I've got 3 businesses and absolutely none of them have used VoIP. George, maybe you can tell us what does VoIP entail and why should all small and medium businesses actually go that route rather than having a traditional, say, telecom line to do business?
You know, it's funny that you say that you don't use VoIP. The truth is that VoIP is prevalent all across the world. It is a technology that works, that is reliable, that all telecommunications companies are using today. Whether you're making a cellular call or a landline call, there is a good chance that a big leg of that is actually using VoIP. So, you know, the skepticism that people might have experienced in the past usually comes from a bad experience, okay, or you've heard of a bad experience through a colleague, etc. And the truth is that comes from the internet connection that that person's using, not the technology or etc. It means they don't have enough capacity. So a good installation and implementation of any VoIP system will result in perfect call quality.
So tell me, a lot of people say that telecom is kind of the main reason why we either don't have good internet speeds, and that's the reason why VoIP adoption rates kind of are bad, as you just mentioned. Would you say that telecom is still kind of this big stumbling block to mass adoption of this kind of technology?
No, I wouldn't say so. In fact, we utilize telecom extensively. There's networks like 4G, which is also called LTE, that work perfectly well for VoIP, and we're having great success using our system over the LTE network.
There's this big motion that Vodacom is probably going to buy Neotel, and everybody's kind of up in arms because they believe they're going to create this big mother of a competitor and make the market actually less competitive.
Right.
Will that in any way affect your business?
Well, it actually gives us an upper hand. So that is a behemoth, Neotel and Vodacom. And the other side of that coin, I actually see as the competitor being Telkom. So I don't think we'll lose all competition in that regard. It is a little bit, you know, frightful that costs could go up, but then providers like us, using VoIP and almost over the top in many ways, can be even more competitive.
What would you say is the main business advantages of installing a cloud-based system like yours?
Well, the main advantage, I would say, is that you've got very little implementation costs.
Yeah.
That equipment is very expensive on traditional systems, and you have absolutely none of those costs. You utilize just a share of an existing system, a larger system. You could expand or reduce your business even, and all you would do is alter your monthly billing fee with us.
No long-term commitments is a big aspect. You know, for a small and medium company to commit to 3 to 5 years is is significant, and I've seen many small businesses get into difficult situations down the line when either they're closing or moving or consolidating or need a bigger system, and yet they've got this contract on the side that they have to honor.
You guys have been in operation, I think, for 5 years now. Am I right? You opened in 2010.
2010, yes.
So it's almost 5 years.
Yes.
What would you say were your biggest challenges when opening up this business?
Okay, you know, in 2010, the word cloud, people were speaking about clouds. It probably meant it was going to rain. So launching a cloud-based telephone system and then selling it to businesses, it was definitely the education around for the potential target market to help them shift their minds, to understand the concept of cloud and to learn to trust it and realize its significant benefits, cost savings and value that it adds to business. That is still a challenge today.
So if we look at 2015, obviously, it seems to me like you should have significant growth purely because the market hasn't been penetrated that
Correct.
much. Tell me, what are you guys looking forward to and how do you think your business will look like in 2015? So what can we look forward to?
Okay.
And also 2 years down the line, what is the future hold for the specific technology and for small businesses?
Yeah, I'm going to split that. I'm going to answer the first half of that and I'm going to let Conrad follow up with the future. Our business has grown exponentially for the last 4 years, which we think is pretty significant. And, you know, it's time in the market. Our brand has been in the market. We're still small in compared to the other telcos out there, but people are learning to trust and favor our brand when it comes to that segment of the market. We've actually seen it in the beginning of this year. We're only on the 13th, but the number of inquiries from significantly larger businesses and people who have signed off already this year shows the credibility that we've achieved by having time in the market and delivering good service. So although we've had exponential doubling growth for 4 years, we actually think that momentum is going to significantly increase even more this year because of that, because of the trust that's been built, and also the upgrades in network infrastructure, and everything's kind of coming to a head. So it's primed to really explode. Okay. And the future, I'm going to ask Conrad to share with you.
Well, I think there's sort of two main things, and that is the mobility and the integration. And we're finding that these two developments, avenues of development, are allowing something of a mobile workforce. Not necessarily work from home, although it can include that, but work from anywhere, where the system integrates no matter where you are, using a mobile phone or a laptop or anything like that. This means that you can have almost something of a unified communication systems where your call recordings and all your information about your calling activity, your cost trackings, your activity, your at-work calls are all within one single system that your manager can keep an eye on.
George, you are standing in front of the new Minister of Small Business and you can give her one piece of advice and you've got 20 seconds to do that. What would that be? Remove
the restrictive labor laws on micro businesses, so maybe 0 to 8 million. Let it not apply to them. Let entrepreneurship for small business actually get a chance to grow. Conrad and George, fascinating talking to you guys, and it's such an inspiration. Thank you so much. Dit was dan Conrad de Wet en George Golding, die entrepreneurs agter Euphoria. Bly ingeskakel, ek is net hierna weer terug.